Hi everybody, my name is Elena. I'm going to be showing you today how to ferment cabbage. You can use any vegetables you like, but today we're going to ferment this cabbage and I will show you the process, and once you got that process down, you can customize it any way that you want. The items that you're going to need are cabbage and carrots for color, really a little bit of taste, and juice. And then you're also going to need some high quality salt. I have pink Himalayan salt here because I like to go back and forth between sea salt and pink salt. Those two are safe options because they are high in minerals but low in heavy metals, but you do want to go back and forth between the two. You're also going to need a big container to pack the cabbage in, and you're going to need a weight to put over the container so that the juices of the cabbage overflow the cabbage itself, so that you are fermenting and not rotting or growing mold. So the next step is, as you can see, I already cut up the cabbage and grated the carrots. This is a very important step, so take your time with it. What you do is you need to mix everything. I'm wearing gloves because I pre-cut everything yesterday to save some time, and I put it in the refrigerator so it's a bit cold and it doesn't feel that great on your hands, but it makes a mess. So typically I put this inside a sink so that I don't have to make a huge mess everywhere, but today I'll show you here. So mix everything thoroughly like this, and once you know it's satisfactory to you, you would take the salt. I would suggest maybe in total 3 tablespoons depending on how much vegetable you're fermenting. Don't be shy on the salt. That is the key to getting the juices out of the vegetable, and those juices then are what ferments this vegetable. So don't be shy on the salt. I would just, sprinkle it like this, mix it and squeeze it and massage it like this. This is a very important step. Take your time with it. The whole thing probably should take about 10 minutes to do. Mix it around like this and kind of get the bottom to the top and pour some more salt like this. So on and so on. Now, when you take it, squeeze it. Use your hand muscle to really squeeze the cabbage, because you really need to soften the cabbage. You need to kind of get the juices flowing, make it nice and soft, but not too soft, so that it's a little crunchy in your mouth when you eat it once it's ready. But definitely, take your time with this and carefully massage everything. Be sure to put enough salt, because again, without this step, it won't work. Okay, so I spent about 10 minutes massaging this. It's nice and soft, but still crunchy. Feel free to try it, in your mouth to see if it's salty enough or too salty, so that you can kind of go back on the salt next time. It is kind of an art, not an exact science, so you do have to kind of, try this a couple of times. But it's pretty safe to use the method of sprinkling the salt, massaging, sprinkling the salt, massaging. So the next step is to take a handful and put it in the jar. Like I said, it makes a big mess, so maybe put this in the sink and then kind of work in there. So it's very important that you pack it like this with your fist, and then gradually add some more. You've got to pack it and really try to minimize the oxygen in between each handful, so to speak, because like I said, what's going to happen is the juices that you just massaged are going to be coming up over the cabbage. So really use your strength, and if you don't have it, ask your hubby or your wife to do it. Just like that. And you keep adding and packing. Adding and packing. So now that I've packed everything in the jar, I just wanted to show you that when you press, the juices flow up like that. This is what you want to see. If you don't see this happening, that means either you have unripened cabbage or that means you did not massage it enough. So just make sure it's nice and even everywhere. Press it down, no air in between. And once that's ready, what you do is you find something creative. Here I have another jar that fits over inside this one. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to take my weight right here and plop it on top like that and set it aside into the corner of my kitchen where I want it to ferment. Now I'm using 8 pounds here. I may actually need 10 pounds because the juices will gradually start to rise up, but I will check this again in about 10 minutes. If they haven't risen above the cabbage, I need a bigger weight. Also keep in mind to leave this space. It's pretty important because when the juices come up, they might overflow. So that's when you need to go to a lighter weight. So just, watch it and adjust as you go. So there you have it. You're ready to ferment now. Couple of items to keep in mind. 3 days is the minimum to leave your vegetables to ferment. Leave them out of room temperature, ideally between 70 and 75. If your home is colder than that, then you're gonna need more time to ferment, but if it's any warmer than that, you should be okay with 3 days still. You just may have it ferment faster, which is great. When it's done, when the juices rise, you may be able to just take this weight off and you won't need it, and you could just fill this jar with water and it will be enough to keep the juice above the cabbage. But it is important that the oxygen doesn't touch the cabbage because then it will begin to grow mold rather than ferment. All right guys, so here I have my sauerkraut, my fermented cabbage that I showed you how to make. It's been 3 days and it's absolutely perfect. I just tried it. All the juices went back in because I took the weight off, and here it is. Beautiful and tasty. It's definitely taken on a red hue because of the red cabbage. It definitely overwhelmed the rest of the cabbage, but what I'm going to do is put this back in the refrigerator, and it's good for about 8 or 9 months, but I definitely eat it up much faster than that. So if you end up trying it out and need some guidance or you have questions, let me know, and also let me know how it turns out. Enjoy!